Well, weather for us is a very critical issue, especially during the winter months. So we know in the Midwest that weather can change in an instant, and so we try to keep on top of it. I've been told that there are over 60,000 different snow and ice scenarios that can happen within the winter months. So just on a moment's notice, we need to know what's happening, and so we go to our, we have a specialized weather station that we get our weather from to help us stay on top of that. Oh, sure. Our specialized weather station, it's actually called Telenet, and it's actually a for-hire service. There are certain weather services out there, but they just give you limited information. This specific weather service, not only do we know, how much snow is coming, when it's coming, we know wind directions. The critical issue, though, is not just the air temperature, but also surface temperatures and bridge deck temperatures. So this specialized weather forecast here, we go to that and we see what the weather or what the temperature is on the street surface and also on our bridge decks. The reason for that, it's very important that we know salt is only effective at so many degrees. So salt becomes less effective once the degree goes down below 20. And once it gets to 15 degrees on a surface temperature, salt is basically ineffective at all. Yes, the dispatchers continually monitor our weather service during the winter. Many times we see on the forecast that no, there could be some snow or ice that's coming in. The dispatchers will notify me. At that time, I will actually survey around the city to see how severe, if the snow is starting or rain or freezing rain, to see how severe the situation it is. When it becomes an issue, a critical issue, a safety issue, then we will the dispatcher will call our trouble spot units. Our trouble spot units will be dispatched immediately. They come in. They're kind of our front runners to the storms that are happening out there. Depends on the severity of the weather as well. Should the weather become or turn more severe, we'll contact more of the drivers to come in at that time. When we look at the streets, the number one are our mains. We have mains, the hospitals, and trouble spots. Those are the first line of defense that we hit to make sure those are very safe. From that point on, then we look at side streets and that. We normally don't salt side streets, but we do plow side streets to make sure they're safe.
Am I right there?
Oh, that's right. That's correct.
Kind of
Yes.
explain that for me a little?
Yes. Our snow emergency, it's just from basically from a 1/4 inch to an inch. We normally call out just trouble spot drivers. Anything from an inch to 2 inches, we'll call out trouble spot drivers and additional drivers at that point. Now, when it gets above 2 inches and it starts getting more critical, then that's when we call on the whole snow fighting force in this department. So at any given time, we can have 30 plow trucks out there. We can have a number of graders out there, motor graders, backhoes, Versa handlers, taking care and addressing the emergency situation.
Talking about snow.
Well, the first snow is always the surprise to everyone, and everyone thinks that they can still drive the same speed that they could before, and that's a very critical issue for us. And we have drivers out there that are going fairly fast, and they haven't adjusted to the emergency snow yet, and they can. I guess deter us from doing a better job. If they would just slow their speed down, and recognize that we're out there trying to do our jobs as safely and effectively as possible, that would be extremely helpful for us. So basically slowing down, and if they don't have to go out, then please don't go out. Keep the roads clear so we can get the roads clear. And our number one issue is emergency, trying to get emergency personnel where they need to go. And there have been times when we've had ambulances stuck and police officers stuck and fire engines stuck. And the quicker we can get to emergency personnel, the better off we are. Salt, when to plow and when to apply salt. That's a good question. One is, like I said, there are over 60,000 different snow and ice scenarios that we can be faced with in the winter season. If it's a dry snow and it's windy out, then we do not want to salt, because the dry snow and the wind will actually blow the snow off of the road. And should we apply salt at that time, it will actually make the snow stick to the road, which is very ineffective. So now if it's a heavy, wet snow, we can plow first, and then once it starts slowing down the snowing, then we can come back in and salt the road. So yes, being able to use the salt effectively, knowing when to use it, and obviously when not to use it, those are critical issues for us.
Okay.
Yeah, well, just, for us, like I said again, being considerate and conscientious of our drivers while they're out there, staying away from them, staying back away from the salt spreaders so they can spread salt effectively. Those are the key issues. Just being cautious and letting our drivers do the job that they're hired to do.